Well, hello there. Hello, my beautiful tone babes. We are back to the hashtag Get Unstuck podcast, episode number 167. Today, we're going to talk about shaping your life and the power of influence. The power of influence of people in your world, like physically, and then also the ones that you're seeing on your social media day in and day out. So hang tight. Let's go.
You're listening to the Get Unstuck podcast with business mentor, health and fitness influencer, and trainer Heather Newman. Each week, Heather provides you with tips and tools to glitter your soul and add sparkle to your life. Let's get unstuck. You are not a tree, so let's learn to move, change, and find true happiness by creating a vision and living your dreams. For blog posts, business tips, fitness training, at-home workouts, and more, subscribe to glitteru.com. Now, let's get happy. Here's your host, Heather Newman.
Well, hello, we are back. I am Heather Newman if you are new here. And if you're not new here, welcome back to the hashtag Get Unstuck podcast, the ultimate destination for all of you amazing ladies in the second half of life who are ready to take control of your well-being and create a life that you truly love living. I am your host and personal cheerleader, here to motivate you to look your best and feel absolutely fabulous during this wonderful journey through life. Now, let's embark on this adventure together. Lace up those sneakers, tighten that ponytail, and let's dive into today's episode. Oh, and before I get too carried away like a squirrel that I am, have you subscribed yet? Because if not, please make sure that you do. You don't want to miss a single inspirational episode. And before we dive into today's topic, let's talk about something that transformed my life back in 2017, the 7 daily habits that brought a significant shift in my well-being. You might be familiar with them if you've used my brain dump and my I Am notebooks, which are all available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble website. But what's so special about these 7 daily habits, you might ask? Well, they form the core of the Tone Babe wellness journey, Tone Babe training, Tone Babe community. I've been practicing them since 2017, and in 2020, I began sharing my daily Unleash habits, planners, journals, and notebooks with my community. These habits helped me remain committed, motivated, and basically unstoppable, even on the days when motivation was not there. Trust me, I have those days too. So I'm like, what do I do in those moments when I just don't feel like doing it? And it's cool to give yourself a rest day. Like, I'm all about rest. I do rest and recovery typically on the weekends. But the planner and the brain dump notebook and the I Am affirmation notebook, they are super straightforward. And so is my daily routine, which I've named DAHO 7. I teach these DAHO 7 is Daily Habits of 7. I teach these DAHO 7 habits to every single Tone Babe inside of the Tone online studio at toneand10.com. Ask any of them how these habits have transformed their lives. It just provides clarity, consistency, and simplicity to make living a healthy life in a realistic way. So in today's world, it's easy to get lost in the noise, get overwhelmed by conflicting opinions, and super bogged down by just complex fitness routines. So I understand that. I was there too, and I can help you cut through the confusion. So these daily habits offer a foundation for most people, but if they don't suit you, then let's work together to find out what does. It's about your unique wellness journey, not necessarily fitting into someone else's box. So it's the combination of consistency of these stacked habits that make all the difference. Each habit alone might not actually change your life, but when you use these together and you integrate them into your daily routine, I call them stackable habits, they put your wellness on autopilot. So head on over to glitteru.com and toneand10.com to kickstart your journey towards feeling fabulous. And remember, stay gorgeous and know that I am sending you so much love and lots of hugs. I'm a hugger. Wait. P.S. I just want to tell you a little story and just reassure you that we are honestly on this incredible journey of health, fitness, and wellness together. And I'm here to be your trusty guide through life's adventures, chapters, seasons, roller coasters, curveballs, the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm here. When I embarked on my personal weight loss journey in the second half of life, I noticed that my body was taking on a mind of its own or a path of its own. There were two main challenges that I personally encountered. One of them was feeling a bit isolated. So at times it seemed like nobody truly understood why I was making changes in my life, like altering my routines and adjusting my choices and my habits. It was challenging for me to find people who could actually relate to what I was experiencing. So the other was I was struggling with motivation. I often wondered if there were other women out there who felt the same way that I did. I questioned whether there was a community of like-minded women who faced similar struggles. I really was looking for a place where we could connect and find uplifting and positive support and share our fitness journeys to make lifelong, realistic changes that would help us feel incredible, boost our confidence, and literally live our best lives. So guess what? I am thrilled to share that I've cracked the code and I've created Tone Babes. It's the ultimate community to support you on your wellness journey. So if you're ready to transform your life, take charge of your health, and surround yourself with like-minded women, stop waiting around. Stop wishing for something else. I've got an easy, super easy, even free alternative or solution for you. Subscribe now to glitteru.com/click here. You'll see a full library of all the things that you can do that's going to help you in any of these areas. So your journey awaits. I hope that you'll join us, become a Tone Babe. And with that, let's dive into episode number 167. Today, we are talking about shaping your life, like the power of influence. And a lot of times I don't even think that you realize, or we realize, I don't know that I used to realize that watching YouTube or listening to things on the radio or watching Instagram, scrolling through slides on Instagram, scrolling through Facebook, scrolling through TikTok, like all of these things are having major influence on your day-to-day life. So today we're going to discover the incredible impact of the influences in your life, and I'm so glad that you're here to join me in this empowering episode. Be sure to go to glitteru.com. Be sure you are subscribed. I greatly appreciate it. That's all I ask. It costs nothing for you to subscribe. That way I know I can stay in touch with the people who actually feel like they're getting value or motivation or pep talks or just inspiration to make a change in your life, right? So let's explore how these things can shape your path to a great life.
It's been a tough few years. Have you felt a little lost, fell off track, or maybe your life feels like it's been flipped upside down? Are you ready to get back on track with a simple jumpstart, the healthy way? The 7-Day Sugar Detox, Sugar is the Devil book is now available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. It is a straightforward shortcut that tells you exactly what to eat and how to do this. The 7-Day Sugar Detox, Sugar is the Devil workbook and guide by Heather Newman will help you navigate a new healthy relationship with food. It will teach you which foods work for you and those that don't. This 7-Day Sugar Detox guide is meant to be a staple. It's not a one-time use only book. It's one that you'll want to keep coming back to over and over again for guidance. It's the permanent solution that you've been looking for. This guide is used as a resource to get you back on track when you fall off, and we all do. It's a journey, not a destination. So happy to hear how many of you are enjoying this book. getting massive weight loss results, and use it as a tool after those binging weekends when you've really whooped it up. It's the perfect, easy-to-follow guide, including a grocery list and meal planning recipe options for breakfast, lunch, snacks, and dinner. If it's not on the list, it's not for us. Be sure to grab yours today and grab one for a friend. The 7-Day Sugar Detox, Sugar is the Devil by Heather Newman is available in a paperback and a hardback version. Visit the website www.sugardetox7.com or simply find it on Amazon and Barnes & Noble websites. Sugar is the devil.
Hey there, my amazing tone babes. We're going to try this again. We had a few hiccups the first recording. I was so bummed out, but hey, let's just tighten our ponytail, move on. It's your girl, Heather, back with another episode of the Get Unstuck podcast. As always, I'm super excited to be here sharing a little nugget of inspiration with you all. So today we're diving into a topic that is so freaking important, especially in this world of endless scrolling and social media feeds. It's about influence. What do you allow to influence your life? Who do you look at and maybe compare yourself to? For me, it's the books that I read. It's my incredible boys. It's my mentors and so many inspiring women that I've had the privilege to connect with. So why is this important? Well, it's about becoming the best version of you and leaving a legacy for the ones that you love. Example, for me, my boys are my daily motivation. I want to be remembered as someone who helped others, someone who was really passionate about living a healthy, rich life. And when I say rich, I mean in all areas. I don't just mean money. A lot of people, when they hear the word rich, they just think of cash. So it's not just money. I mean rich in all areas, right? So I'm asking you, who is your influence? What motivates you to be the best that you can be? We're going to dive a little bit deeper into this today, and it's kind of like a pep talk for all of you amazing tone babes. Hopefully you're on your tone babe walk. It's a little chilly here in Louisiana today, but maybe you can bundle up in a nice little sweatsuit, cute little sweatsuit with a bun, or maybe even a little beanie, right? But I know that you guys are always striving for the best in health and fitness. And if you want to change your life, you need to actually assess and maybe change who you're comparing your life to. Have you ever thought about that? Like when you sit down to compare your life, or it's just normal for humans to kind of be like in a comparison game, even though that can be the thief of joy, right? But who do you compare yourself to? When you tell yourself, oh, my life is just so horrible, blah, 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 who are you comparing yourself to? Or if you feel like I am living my best freaking life, everything's going great for me, who are you comparing yourself to? So who are you allowing to influence you? Take a moment to scroll through your Instagram feed, okay? What does it look like? Like, pay attention. Are you following energetic, butt-kicking women who are rocking their businesses and taking charge of their health and fitness? Or are you surrounding yourself with a different kind of vibe? No judgments here, but maybe you need to ask yourself what you really want at this phase of your life. So influence is a very powerful force. It can help you become your best self, but it can also lead you down a path you might not want to travel down. Remember that the more you're exposed to certain things, the more dense it becomes in your life. So I'm asking you today to assess what you're doing and be intentional with what you allow in. I encourage you to evaluate who you're hanging out with, both in person and in your social feeds. Like, how do they treat you? How do they make you feel? How do they treat themselves? How are they showing up in life? Think about maybe like what qualities do you want to be influenced by? I personally like to be inspired by like self-help authors, personal development experts, and of course, fitness gurus, right? I don't want to be around shallow, low vibe, gossipy, drama energy. It's just not my jam. Some people love that. Like I even listen to some of the, not all the time, some of the they're kind of like Gossip Girls, but they're on YouTube and they'll talk about Real Housewives of New Jersey. And I just like to hear what I consider to be the truth of things that are going on behind the scenes versus what the television would show us. I don't even watch TV that much anymore. I'm a Big Brother fan, but those people, they get paid to be gossipy, right? Like TMZ, they are like the first on the scene for everything. And everybody just falls into this gossip and drama and just, I don't know. I think it's one of those things where if you allow yourself, it's a fine line, right? For entertainment versus if you allow yourself to only have conversations about other people's lives, then I often kind of assess that and think, well, what do you have going on in your life that your biggest focus is someone else achieving their goals, right? So let's take the Kardashians on Instagram or wherever. They're all over the place, I think. I've unfollowed, blocked some people, all that stuff. What we're doing as a society is increasing their worth. Like they're making money off of us being consumed with what they're doing in their life. And what should be the most important is your life. Like, what are you doing? Where are you going? How are you making your own influence on someone else in your life, right? I don't know. I just don't want to be around shallow, low vibe energy. I'm all about entertainment, but there's a fine line with entertainment and being like consumed. Like I'm probably a little bit over the top consumed with the Britney Spears rabbit hole right now. And I should not be. But I really am concerned about this girl. I really am. I got both the books. There's two different books, squirrel. There's two different books, The Woman in Me, Britney Spears. I'm from Louisiana. She's from Louisiana. She's from Kentwood. That is probably about, I don't know, maybe 2 hours from me. And she's just had such an influence and impact. And I considered her to be someone of inspiration. Although younger than me, I considered her to be an inspiration in my life. Not that she's made all the right choices, but I mean, all of us have made mistakes, right? But I feel like with her dancing, I'm not a singer, but definitely the dancing and her music, it's inspired me. It's been a part of my workouts. It's been a part of my fitness journey. It's been a part of my dance journey. So there are some pieces of Britney. I love her music. I loved Christina Aguilera's music back in the day as well. And I thought her and Justin were like the cutest couple ever. So I wanted to hear, like, what's going on? What's going on? The Free Britney movement, I kind of got sucked into that. I'm not going to make this a podcast about Britney Spears, but that goes to show you that what you follow, what you allow into your life, it can consume you. Ken just said yesterday, he's like, this is consuming you. You're like obsessed with the Britney hole, like rabbit hole. And I said, no, I'm not, but I wanted to know when I bought the book, this was a legit question. When I bought the book, I wanted to know, is Britney receiving the profits from the book? Because like you, when you purchase Tone and 10 Fit Kit, you want to know that I'm getting credit for the work and the value that I'm providing in the workout that I give you in your Fit Kit, right? And all the tools. Wouldn't you be kind of upset if you were Tone Babe in it and paying what you thought was me and it ended up being some like management company and somebody else taking those funds and I wasn't getting credit for my work? I mean, any friend, anybody, you want to make sure that like you're, just like when you make a donation to charity, you want to be sure that your money's going to help the hurricane victims, right? Or whatever you're donating your money toward, you want to make sure that it's getting in the right person's hands. So that's kind of how I felt with the Britney book. I was just like, I didn't mean to go down a rabbit hole, but I was like, I paid whatever, $32 for one of the books, and a little bit more for the other book because it's a limited edition, but I wanted both books because I want to personally compare the two books. So the limited edition one is going on eBay for like crazy insane. And here's another influence, right? Here's another. We're talking about influence today. So real quick, I'll come back to the podcast. I'll get off the Britney Spears soapbox here. But Lynn Spears, her mother, released a book in 2008 and it did okay. I don't know that it like reached the top. Like Britney's book is #1 seller right now, you guys. If you don't like to read, maybe listen to it on Audible. It's really good. And the actress, her name is Michelle something, who's reading the book is really good at it's a great Audible to listen to. And if you listen to nothing else, listen to or read the last page of chapter 32. It explains everything, the reason why Britney did every single crazy thing that it looked like she did. Like they want us to look at her through a certain lens. The last page of chapter 32. It's imperative. I literally like highlighted the whole last paragraph. Okay, so what I wanted to say real quick about influence is Lynn Spears' book did okay in 2008. Britney was going through a lot of things, but she was really performing, and we didn't see or know anything really that was going on behind the scenes. Well, now that Britney's book is out, and it's like this tell-all, she talks about her mother and her parenting, and she does talk about her mom writing a book during one of the most challenging, dark times in Britney's life. And she thought, well, really? My mom's writing a book right now? And I am going through all this, these struggles. My point being, right now, I was going to go, like everybody else, and be like, dang, maybe I need to read Lynn's book too. Lynn Spears has her story, and maybe even Jamie Spears. Do I want to give money to Lynn Spears? No. Do I want to give money to Jamie Spears? No. Jamie Lynn Spears, the sister. No, but I want to come up with my own conclusion and kind of put the pieces together. Well, other people are doing the same thing. So my point being, influence. Britney's book has influenced the sales of Lynn's book because Britney's book has hit #1. Now people are interested in Lynn's book from 2008, and so they're going to buy it. Well, what's happened? That book used to be like $21. Nobody really cared, right? I mean, that's still a decent price for a book, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it was in the $20 range. Now, I don't know what it's at today, but yesterday I was like, let me go grab Lynn's book. $53 or $54 on Amazon because Britney's book has had an influence, such an influence on her mother's book. Everybody wants to read the mom's like perception side of the story, I guess you would say. So anyway, that is another way that influence is such a powerful force. It can be like, it can help you become your very best self, but it can also lead you down a path that you might not want to travel. So remember, the more that you're exposed to a certain thing, the more it becomes your focus, the more it becomes a part of you. So just do it with intention. That's the message there. All right. I encourage you to evaluate who you're hanging out with, both in person and in your social feeds, right? How do they treat you? How do they treat themselves? What qualities do you really like about them? What do you want to be influenced by? Or do you go through the feed and you're like, oh my God, she's complaining again. Like, really? Like, my dishwasher broke too, but I don't have to plaster it on Facebook, right? Like, whatever it is. And I get it. Some people are having a bad day and they reach to social media to get a little like boost, right? But that's why we have podcasts. So we can go for a walk and do that behind the scenes and like listen and have a little one-on-one, hang out together. Like, I feel like podcasts is a good solution for a lot of people. They just don't want to invest the time. They just want to put out something negative in the world and get a lot of, I don't know what they're looking for. Anyway, what qualities do you want to be influenced by? Unfollow people. It's not going to hurt anything. It's going to help your mental health. Snooze them for 30 days, whatever you have to do. Set a timer for how long you actually get on social media. Give yourself 30 minutes a day and that's it. That's it. set those boundaries. I like to be inspired by self-help. I said this, self-help like authors or motivational speakers or uplifting good energy people. And I don't necessarily call it toxic positivity. I know that that's a word out there about toxic positivity, but I'll tell you what, I'd rather be full of toxic positivity than on the other end of the scale or the other end of the spectrum where you're like, woe is me all the time, victim mentality. I don't ever want to be there. I've been there. I go there sometimes, but I have the tools to pull myself out of that. And that's what I want to share with you too. So I just don't want to be around shallow, low vibe, gossipy drama energy. I just don't. So influence isn't limited to the people that you hang out with. It definitely extends to what you're watching on TV, what you're listening to, and what you're reading. So what is influence? I kind of gave that example to show you that it's the power to shape your life, to give your life direction, your beliefs, your actions. And here's the secret. You have the power to choose what influences you. So I used to be heavily influenced by just consumption, consuming information, consuming all the things. But I realized it wasn't necessarily the vibe that I wanted. I went down a bunch of rabbit holes during the shutdown, and I know that I want to be surrounded by creators, people who are passionate about living their best life and helping others do the same. So, Tone Babes, I'm going to ask you right now, ask yourself, who are you allowing to influence you the most? It's time to be aware. It's time to be conscious of the choices that you're actually making. That could be in health and fitness. That could be in your nutrition, but also your mental health by allowing what type of influences. Be inspired, but do it intentionally. Like surround yourself with people and content that empowers you to be the amazing person that I know you are. I truly mean that from the bottom of my heart. Like, I just want to sometimes grab people by the arms and just shake them and be like, look, there's another way. You don't have to be consumed with all of this. Life's got a lot of challenges to begin with. So why would we want to fuel our brain with more heaviness, right? Remember that you have the power to shape your life. I encourage you to take a personal inventory. Watch your boundaries and decide who you will start comparing yourself to moving forward. Be motivated to do this change up and choose your influences with more intention. So that is all for today's episode. My beautiful, wonderful Tone Babes, I appreciate you so much. I hope that you found it inspiring and empowering. And remember, you have the power to choose your influences and shape the life that you desire. So until next time, keep shining bright and remember that you're never alone on this journey to greatness and living a wonderful life. Love you so much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Hey friend, thank you so much for listening to Heather's Get Unstuck podcast. Her goal is to help as many women as possible, and if this episode helped you in any way, you can directly impact Heather's efforts by simply sharing a screenshot of this to your social media or team. Also, if you're looking for additional support, feel free to find Heather on Instagram at GlitterU, her website at www.glitteru.com, and or join the free Get Unstuck community Facebook group.